Hey y'all, welcome back. I am the Poly Patriot here. Thank you for joining me. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like, and comment on anything you deem commentable. That might not be a word. Who cares? Anyways, today we've got a special treat for you. We're going to be going over a video from yours truly, not me. No. DJT, right? Not DJT, but Donald J. Trump. All right. If you haven't already known, or if you've been sleeping underneath a rock, he is our 47th president, got back into office, and he's making some big changes already, and he's not even officially in office. And one of the speeches that he recently made is that he released a plan on what he's going to do to dismantle the deep state. Now, if you don't know, like, how epic, I'm going to use that word, epic, that statement is, you don't know what you're talking about. You've been, again, sleeping under a rock, and you need to tune in and figure out what's going on. All right. Our government is ran by some bureaucracies, by private corporations that are pushing money into politicians so that they can get away with tons and tons of things, and they've been laundering money and dealing with all kinds of BS all this time, using our tax dollars for things other than what they should be used for. And now Donald Trump is coming back into office and saying, look, these are the things that we're going to do to dismantle the deep state, to put the power back to the people. And anyways, that's enough talking for me. Let's get to the video. Enjoy.
Here's my plan to dismantle the deep state and reclaim our democracy from Washington corruption once and for all, and corruption it is. First, I will immediately reissue my 2020 executive order restoring the president's authority to remove rogue bureaucrats, and I will wield that power very aggressively. Second, we will clean out all of the corrupt actors in our national security and intelligence apparatus, and there are plenty of them. The departments and agencies that have been weaponized will be completely overhauled so that faceless bureaucrats will never again be able to target and persecute conservatives, Christians, or the left's political enemies, which they're doing now at a level that nobody can believe even possible. Third, we will totally reform FISA courts, which are so corrupt that the judges seemingly do not care when they are lied to in warrant applications. So many judges have seen so many applications that they know were wrong, or at least they must have known. They do nothing about it. They're lied to.
Lot to unpack there. Not going to say much in regards to that because it's pretty clear cut, but I do want to ask you a question. Do you, as of right now, with the 4 things that he brought up, right? Do you have a problem with any of those? So, if yes is your answer, here's your next question. What is wrong with you? You do not belong in this country. You are not an American citizen. You are not a good person. If you do not want for the president of the country, right, the ruler of the free world, to come in and dismantle and do an overhaul, a complete overhaul of all the bureaucracy that's been going on behind our backs, and making sure that these 3-letter organizations are not going to be running these behind the scenes trickery to get our money and to fool us, then you are part of the problem. If your hate for this man is so big that you don't care what good he does, you just want him out, maybe you want him dead, well, guess what? You are the real problem. All right. This man came from out of retirement. And you know what? I'm kind of glad he didn't win in 2020. Yes, the last 4 years have been an absolute shit show. But I'm glad because we have full control of the House, right? And with that, he's able to wield, as he said, more power and to do more things. Where I feel like in 2020, if he had won, right, he'd be dealing with Congress that was controlled by the Democrats, and he'd get nothing done. So he'd be sitting there kind of behind the 8 ball. for the most part. So I'm super glad that we are where we are now, that we made it through the last 4 years, which was a friggin' struggle, right? But look at what he's trying to do. I mean, he put the one person who was being bombarded by the intelligence agencies, whether she was going and flying from here to there, she's being checked on and getting searched left and right to make sure that she wasn't some operative for Russia, and that she was a national threat. And I'm talking about my fellow Samoan, Mrs. Tulsi Gabbard, who is now the director over the intelligence agencies. The irony that Trump would appoint her there after all the things that they have done to her, a veteran, a complete badass, and she's going to do a great job there. Just the irony that she's going to be used to clear all that out. It's amazing. The fact that he's going to go into the courts and make sure that the judicial system is actually doing what it's supposed to be doing, that they're not slipping money under the desk so that they can get paid and they can just look the other way while these other companies like Pfizer, Moderna, and so on and so forth are making all this money. If you don't like it, you're the problem.
Fourth, to expose the hoaxes and abuses of power that have been tearing our country apart, we will establish a Truth and Reconciliation Commission to declassify and publish all documents on deep state spying, censorship, and corruption. And there are plenty of them. Fifth, we will launch a major crackdown on government leakers who collude with the fake news to deliberately weave false narratives and to subvert
Bye-bye, CNN.
our government and our democracy.
Bye-bye, MSNBC.
When possible, we will press criminal charges. Sixth, we will make every Inspector General's office independent and physically separated from the departments they oversee so they do not become the protectors of the deep state. Seventh, I will ask Congress to...
Whew, man. He is lighting a fire right now under somebody's what. Exposing hoaxes, right? And a truth commission. Now, let me know in the comments. This might not be them, but I feel like that sounds like it might delve into the responsibility of the new department that Trump created, which is the Department of Government Efficiency. Now, you can let me know if that's true or not, but it just sounds like they're going to have something to do with it. And if you don't know what DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, is, it's a department that Trump created out of thin air, right? He created, and it's not even actually a part of the government, right? It's a completely separate department that's there for checks and balances to make sure that the government is spending our hard-earned tax dollars where they should be and making it completely open to us as Americans. So we should be able to see everything that's going on, right? So when we look at what Vivek and Elon Musk is going to be doing, man, we got to be excited because they talked about creating a website that's going to show all the government agencies, all the money that they're getting and how they're spending our money. So if you're wondering why your taxes are going up, or if you're wondering what they're doing with our money, there you go. Now you have true transparency, and we can see what's really going on with our money. And then you might not be voting for that party or that person next time around, because you'll see that these guys are spending crazy stuff. I mean, there's some agencies that are spending money on how to figure out what makes people fall in love. All right. There's a government agency that got millions of dollars to feed cocaine to birds to figure out what would happen to them. Like, dude, what is going on? I can tell you exactly what's going to happen to them. You give them some coke, they're going to go freaking batshit crazy. All right. It's not that hard to figure out. All right. So I'm just so glad to hear. I mean, talking about separating the inspector general from the offices. I mean, that just talks about just cutting apart all the lines of connections that are coming within the deep state, how one person is rubbing the other person's back. And I'm not scratching, they're rubbing. All right, they're giving back massages and they're helping each other out, making sure that everybody's taken care of, right? And then, yeah, you might have a fall man like Epstein or Diddy, right? But for the most part, everybody's protected, everybody's taken care of, and hopefully one of these days we're going to see one of those lists come out.
To establish an independent auditing system to continually monitor our intelligence agencies to ensure they are not spying on our citizens or running disinformation campaigns against the American people, or that they are not spying on someone's campaign like they spied on my campaign.
Right.
Eighth, we will continue the effort launched by the Trump administration to move parts of the sprawling federal bureaucracy to new locations outside the Washington swamp. Just as I moved the Bureau of Land Management to Colorado, as many as 100,000 government positions could be moved out, and I mean immediately, of Washington to places filled with patriots who love America, and they really do love America. Ninth, I will.
All right. Two things there that are really huge: cleaning out the agencies, making sure that they're not spying on us, right? Making sure that they're not taking our information, that they're not doing things. Did you know that the Pentagon has a department specifically for movies, for Hollywood movies, to help them figure out how they want the agencies to be displayed in movies, like Black Hawk Down and so on and so forth, right? So what makes you think that these agencies, the FBI, the CIA, is not already taking all the information that they're gathering from around us, right, between you and me and everyone else, and trying to figure out how they can coerce us into believing their agenda, into falling for it? Like they almost did with 2020, huh? They almost got us all shook, right, with that whole thing. Crazy. And then making sure that these bureaucrats are not only showing up to work, but they might not even have a job. I mean, he's talking about taking some of these departments and then scattering them all over the nation, which is, one, great because you're getting them out of D.C., right, where they seem to kind of swarm around like rats, okay? And you're going to be giving those jobs to actual patriots who want to serve their country, who want to make money, who want to show up to work, who want to get the job done, who want to make our country great again. Man, great things. Again, if you have anything wrong or you have any hate towards any of these things or any objection, bro, you are the problem.
Will work to ban federal bureaucrats from taking jobs at the companies they deal with and that they regulate. So they deal with these companies and they regulate these companies, and then they want to take jobs from these companies. Doesn't work that way. Such a public display cannot go on, and it's taking place all the time, like with Big Pharma. Finally,
So what is he talking about? For example, a politician will get voted into office, right? He'll be presented by a corporation. Maybe it's a pharmaceutical company that wants to maybe push a certain prescription or certain medicine, right? They will allow the congressman or the politician will try to help pass a law that will allow for them to do whatever it is they want to do. At the end of that politician's terms, they'll just turn around. Oh, mind you, that politician is getting paid, right? Right? He's getting funded through their campaign lots and lots of money, right? To be able to do that. Again, rubbing each other's backs, okay? At the end of their term, if they're still, if they're not in office, right? That same company goes, hey, why don't you come over here and get a job with us? And basically, they're just cycling them out. Then that politician goes to that company. Then he works with whoever's coming back into the office, into his seat that he was just in. And it's just a hamster wheel. And it just keeps turning and turning and turning. And it's been happening for decades, over and over and over. And what Trump is talking about right now is banning and getting rid of all of that. And that is huge. We do not understand the implications of what he's talking about. And I pray and I hope that this really goes through, because if it does, we are going to really see change. We really, truly will see change.
I will push a constitutional amendment to impose term limits on members of Congress. Ooh. This is how I will shatter the deep state and restore government that is controlled by the people and for the people. Thank you very much.
shatter. I mean, that's the bomb, right? At the very end, term limits, making sure that these politicians can't stay in there like 82-year-old Joe Biden, like Nancy Pelosi, like some of these people that have made a career in office. Instead of being there to help the people, they've been in there to help themselves, making millions and millions and millions of dollars and helping those corporations make millions and millions and millions of dollars. So look, he stated 9 things on there. Do you have anything else that you want to see Trump do while he's in office? Do you agree or disagree with any of these things that he had mentioned? Did I mention something or did not mention something or did not eloquently state something? Please let me know, because I want to learn. I want to see what's going on, and I want your perspective. Again, this is the Poly Patriot. I hope you guys are having a great week, and I hope to see you guys soon again. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.